every automobile. From Air Joe, a division of Snow Joe and Sun Joe, the company that brings to us some of the greatest utility items around the house. This is a practical present. It is their newest 24-volt cordless digital air compressor with 6 adapters. Priced at $49.98. We have 3 easy pays of $16.66. So you can blow up your balls, you can blow up the pool toys and floats. You can use this for your automobile. There's some really cool features that have updated on this, and I love it. 24-volt battery means that this is going to have the power to do the job for you and actually run longer. We are already, this has already been popular, over 10,500 spoken for this month. I want to walk you through the colors and then we'll put it to its test. Here is your blue, just a great bright blue. Down in front here, we have the gray, platinum. We have the green, it's like avocado. And we have the black, most limited. With this, you're going to get the charger cord as well as the 6 adapters and the storage case. So if you wanted to store one in your car, then you can put it in there very easily. Sean Pickford is our do-it-yourself and do-it-all guy for QVC, and he is at his home going to show us how this new air compressor works. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Jane. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Yeah, we're going to show you how it works. I'm going to start with the car tire here. So all I'm going to do is take the cap off. Here's the little air nozzle here. Now, I already checked on the door pillar on the car, and it tells me that this car should have 33 pounds of air in the tire. So all I'm going to do is take the air chuck, which is attached to the end of the hose. I'm going to go ahead and clip it on here. All right, lock it into place. I'm going to hit this one button here, and you can see it lights up, so it turns on. When it turns on, it tells me how much air is in here. Well, I'm a little low on this guy. I'm about 31.5 pounds. So all I'm going to do is hit that button. Now, the great thing is, Jane, if I really wanted to, I could walk away. I could go and do another tour and come back, because the great thing is with this air pump is because I've already set the PSI, I don't have to mind it. I don't have to watch it. It's not going to overinflate the tire, but when it gets to that 33 PSI that I set it to, it's automatically going to shut itself off. So think about that. Maybe you're in a spot where it's raining or it's snowing and you don't want to be outside when you need that air in your tire. Now, all you simply do is take your Air Joe out, hook it up, let it do the job. Again, I set the air pressure. So when it gets to that spot, and it may take a minute, but who cares? Yeah. I don't have to hold anything. I'm not putting quarters into that machine. So, and I can also watch the little gauge on there to know how much air is going into the tires. So we're just about there. It'll shut off in a second when it gets to the full 33 PSI. And that's the cool. See, it turned itself off. So then all I simply do is take the air check off of here, turn off the little button there, put the cap back on the tire, and I'm on my way. The great thing is I didn't have to drive to the gas station. I didn't have to put quarters in a machine. Mm-hmm. Think about this. Maybe this car is stuck in the garage.
Well, I was going to say,
how do you get to it?
It never works that you realize the light comes on that says low tire pressure when you're at a place where you can easily access it. So this way you have accessibility to it whenever you need it. And when you get this home and charge this powerful 24-volt battery, it holds that charge for a full year. You can use this for sports bars, balls. My dear friend Pat Demetri, I love her to death. She bought me a giant flamingo pool float. And can I tell you something? If we didn't have an air compressor, we would still be trying to blow that thing up. So here's the deal. And the blue has been very popular already. I wanted to show everybody what the unit looks like. There's your display. With the plus and minus, you can actually program in what your desired pressure is. So if it's 7 or whatever, go up to the 30 for your car. And like you said, that information is on the inside of the door. And then all you have to do is push. Now, most balls tell you what the pressure is. This one,
yeah, it's labeled right on there.
Doesn't, I don't see it on here.
Between 6 and 8 PSI, and it's usually right around the, with that little nozzle.
I have it set here. I'm just going to let it go. For 7,
oh, you're good.
Yeah, so I'm just going to let it go. And then once you set it, then you push it and let it go. And it actually inflates the ball. It will stop automatically when it's done. Sean, can you also, wait till it's done and then ask you to talk about the different tips that come with this for me?
Sure. Yeah, and you can see that fast that it's inflating it for you. So when it gets to that 7 psi, it'll shut it off. If you feel like it's right, you can turn it off on your own if you want to do that.
I'm just doing it so I can hear you because I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Well, that's how powerful this thing is, because it does have a little sound to it, but it'll inflate a dump truck tire that could be 120 psi.
Wow, that's amazing. So again, you're going to get the 6 tips, like I mentioned. One is going to be the tip for your sports bar, 2 of them actually for the sports balls. You also get 2 of the Presta valve adapters. I know you're an avid cyclist, so that's perfect for bike tires. You also have the tapered adapter, so you can do those pool floats and so on. And then the most important thing is your tire pressure. You know, as we get into the colder months of the year, it's the thinner air, the light comes on in the car, and it's usually at a place where you're not able to stop and put more air in the tires.
Right.
This way, if this is in your trunk as part of your emergency kit, you can do it yourself without fear of overinflating.
And that's the key, without the fear of overinflating anything, because you set the desired PSI. As long as it's 5 PSI or more, you can set it to that. The sports balls, everything you're going to put air in has a label and tells you how much air should be in there. So whether it's bike tires, you can inflate 79 bike tires, Dean, until you would have to recharge the battery on this. And as you said, there's that tapered nozzle for pool floats. That's also really good for balloons if you have to blow them up. So it's easy to charge up. It comes with the charger. It takes it about 3.5 hours. And you recharge this battery over and over. It's part of our 24-volt family. So if you have other Snow Joe, Sun Joe, Air Joe products, they're all interchangeable. So this one just happens to be orange, and it goes great with everything. But they're really powerful batteries, and you can hear it when you put this compressor on. This is the real deal. So when it comes to inflating things, whether it's the sports balls, whether it's the bike tires, whether it's the car tires, whatever it might be, this will do the job for you. And the cool thing is you take this to the project. I have a big air compressor in my garage. Problem is, you'd have to bring everything into the garage, clear out of the way of the compressor, and be able to turn it on. With this, all I simply do is hit a button, turn it on, and I can take this wheelbarrow here that has pumpkins and stuff in it and fully inflate it. So all I simply do is hit the button, and when I hit the button, you can see the tire is already starting to inflate on its own. It really does a great job.
Yeah, you just have to make sure you put this in right, and I don't think I did that. There we go. So now I can hold it, and it's inflating the ball, no problem. And I can stop it, and that ball is ready to go. So this is the thing, I just think that there are certain things that you just need to have in your house. Just like you wouldn't have a home without a flashlight, or a home that didn't have a portable power option for your car, the trunk of your car. This is a must-have for every household. It's affordably priced at under $50. We've got the 4 colors for you to choose from right now: the blue, the platinum gray, the avocado green, and then the black choice, which is the most limited. And from wheelbarrow tires to the tires that will be pumping up for the kids that get new bikes this year, and then the maintenance of all of that, because air escapes. It escapes from balls, it escapes from bike tires, it escapes from car tires. You have to redo it. So instead of taking all of these items to the gas station where you typically have to pay to use their air pumps, you have the power to do it, and do it with all of the upgrades that we look for from Sun Joe. And I also, Air Joe in this particular case, I also love, Sean, that those adapters are actually on board, so you don't have to worry about where those pins are. A couple of them actually sit right on the unit itself.
Yeah, that way you're not losing them, that way you're not misplacing them. You take them, especially if you're a sports coach, that you have things that you have to inflate. You have the nozzles on there. You can put whatever you want, so it stores on there. You get that little carry-all bag that comes with it too, but I really love, like I said, if I have to inflate the wheelbarrow here, all I simply do is hook it up to the tire, go ahead and hit the button, turn it on, and it turns something that would be flat where I'd have to empty out all the pumpkins, put this in the back of the car, take it to the gas station and fill it up with air. Now I let my Air Joe do the job. It's just about there. So I set this one to 15 PSI. I know that it's the right amount because it's on the tire. It gets to that PSI and it turns off. You want to inflate the sports balls? Same thing. All you do is dial up the pressure, hit the button. We give you the supplied sports needles, so now the kids aren't waiting to go out and play in the yard anymore. You can give this to them because there's really no learning curve on how to use it. And all you simply do when it gets to the right pressure, if you want to do it by hand, the large button right here, you click.
Just push
it. Turns it off.
It certainly beats the blowing or the pumping of the air. I mean, we've seen it the old way, man. You could be doing it for a long time. So this is the 37279. We're going to go off and say hello to Nick, who is joining us from Florida. Nick, welcome in. You're on with Jane and Sean. How are you?
I'm just fine. Thank you for taking a minute to chat with me. Every time I see this AirJoe product on on television, I always say, that's the thing, and it's great, and it's wonderful, and everybody should have one. I'm a 55-year-old car guy, and I can tell you that this product really does work. I've had mine about 18 months, and it replaced a lesser model or a lesser brand from another hardware company, which had a screw-on chuck. This has a flip, so it's really easy to use. The AirJoe has the flashlight, which when you're in the garage and you're trying to find, the stem on the tire, that makes it really nice. But I think the best feature is the setting of the pressures, because the front tires and rear tires on our cars are different. I can set it, flip it on, sit it on the ground, and it does its job and it shuts off. I can then change that pressure when we go to do our bicycle tires. So I can ratchet it up or down in the pressure that's required. And it's sturdy. The other one that I had, if you tried to use it on the car, it would practically overheat in your hand. This one is super sturdy, stays nice and cool. The battery, again, provides it a nice base when you sit it on the ground and you go off and fool with something else because your tires were 3 or 4 pounds low. It takes a minute or two to fill them up, but it's perfect every time. The gauge is always right. And, I heard you mention the battery. It seems to stay charged for months. I mean, I literally only have to charge it maybe every 4th or 5th time I use it, maybe not even. The lesser brand that I had, every time I would go to get it to pump up the bike tires, it was dead when I picked it up off the shelf. And this is always charged. And it has the indicator lights, so you know what you've got going in. And if you finish up and your 2 lights down, you plug it in. When you come back the next time, it's ready to roll. So this is a product I would buy for my brother, for my brother-in-law, for my uncle. I would buy this for everybody. It's a great product and it's a good price.
And that was an awesome phone call. Thank you so much for calling. We're glad you love your AirJoe and have a wonderful holiday. All the best to your family and friends.
Thank you. You too. We appreciate your products and we appreciate your service. Thanks.
Our pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, Nick. All right, and thank you, Sean, so much for hanging out with us this afternoon. It's good to see you as always. Be in the process of placing your order for this one, AirJoe. It's their newest and latest and greatest.